Hello!
Hello!
Hello, Nihon! Ciao! Konnichiwa! Hello, annyeong! And welcome to the Peak Millennial Podcast. Special
Woohoo.
speedy episode. Because the schedule's call for it.
Yep.
We're channeling the gods, the spirit entities of all podcasts today.
Yeah, it's funny though, because my sister was like, why don't you just not release an episode this week? And I was like, no, because if Gio and I don't stick to the schedule, we will just forget.
You think I would let down the Peak Millennial listeners? They've stuck with us, or probably that one person has stuck with us for this long. You think we would let them down? No.
What, by not doing an episode, do you mean?
We'll just give them a subpar product. That's what we'll do.
Yeah, we'll just churn out unnecessary content.
Give us a time limit. Give me a time limit right now. I'm going to put on a timer for the podcast.
Okay, 45 minutes.
45 minutes.
The sexy lady in my phone said it's 45 minutes.
Oh, I didn't like that at all.
Angela.
Hello.
What have you been up to? You got 5 minutes.
I've been working the end.
God damn it. Wait, didn't you go to New York, or was that last podcast?
That was a while ago.
Ah, shit. God damn it.
There's things that I've
Come on, woman! Spit it out!
Maybe I shouldn't talk about on the podcast. But
this is not the speed podcast I wasn't mentioning.
Okay, work the end.
No, come on, you must have done something. Have you been doing any cool activities on the weekends?
No. This whole weekend I was really hungover. Oh, I went to a wedding. Ooh,
there you go.
Why did I forget about that? That's really important for a love and relationship advice
speed
podcast.
You're under pressure, that's why.
Okay, yeah, that is honestly what it was. It was a big Indian wedding. Me and my sister ended up coordinating quite a lot of it because
I
didn't realize, but my sister was doing quite a lot of organizational things sort of on the day, and because I was going with my sister and like my sister's sort of shadow, I ended up doing quite a lot as well, which was sort of unexpected, but also quite fun because it's kind of like my job anyway, like being on set, doing the sort of thing. It's not too dissimilar, so it's like it's quite cool. No, it's really fun. It did send me into a slight existential crisis.
Oh, Jesus.
Of I will die alone. I'm sure of it. So
that's okay. Think how many animals die alone every day.
That made it so much worse.
Tell us about Indian weddings. I've never been to one. I spoke to a taxi driver for an hour about one, and he told me they lasted for 3 days. Tell me if that was bullshit or not.
No, that's probably true.
Probably
I mean
true.
it. Like, I think here in the UK, or like second gen Hindus, their ceremonies are like shorter. Correct me if I'm wrong, any Hindus listening, but like I think in India it's like super long still. Do you know what I mean? Like,
what my taxi driver man said was that the first day was like getting shit ready on like the groom's side, and the second day was doing the bride's side, and then the third day was like the big wedding party shit.
Yeah, I mean that sounds about right. But honestly, Gio, I'm not exactly the best person to talk about this because I'm not a Hindu. So
you've been to 100% more than I have. That
is true. Okay, you got me there.
You're the
expert. Basically, for like, there's a lot of events that like run up to the wedding. For my cousin's wedding, I didn't go to all of them, but there's like, we have like the Mehndi night, and then we have like the night where we have to rub turmeric all over them.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah. There's like it's like a cleansing thing, and it also like wishes them good luck, I think. But mainly like a cleansing thing.
What are the rules? Like, you're not allowed to wash it off. Like, what's the deal?
No, it's just all the family like bless you. I think it's all the women in the family, if I'm correct.
Ladies.
Like rub turmeric on the couple. Not rub.
Hello.
That sounds weird, but like put turmeric on you as like a blessing sort of thing. But yeah, that I went to that. I went alone. So it's kind of depressing going to a wedding by yourself. And now in future, I'm just gonna take like a male friend as a plus
just
one,
bring around
so I just don't feel alone.
Okay.
But it was nice, and like they are such a cute couple, and I wish them all the best.
I've always wondered about dress code. Can you just wear whatever colours and stuff you want?
Just wear something that you don't look like shit in. Like, it's not that hard. It's the same as any wedding, though, isn't it?
But I'm talking in my head. You say Indian wedding, I'm thinking about that New Girl episode when Schmidt starts dancing and shit.
Oh, I don't remember that episode. It's probably
they have basically he does like some Bollywood shit. I don't know what he does.
Yeah, I mean, probably something like that. I don't really know, to be honest. Again, like I don't really I don't remember the episode, so it's just I don't know. Anyway, Gio, what have you been up to? What's been going on?
I feel like I've had
job.
I started a new job. I feel like I've had a really weirdly lucky few weeks. It's been weird. I don't know. I would like little things happen. I go out for a few bike rides that I can squeeze in, and the rain will go away for a bike ride. And I'll be like, oh, fucking ace. And then I went to see that Avengers film, and I was this is cool. But then we randomly the lady just happened to mention it as we were going in. She didn't say dick to anyone before. She was like, oh, the balcony's open today. If you ever been down to the Dome in Worthing, it's like an old style theatre where there's the peasant seats down the middle, but on the sides, high up is a balcony where old people with top hats and monocles sit up to watch fat ladies sing opera. And we've got to sit in no seats. And I was like, what the fuck?
Wow.
Never in my 24 years have I sat in no seats. And I was like, how the fuck do you get up here? But I think they were just so booked. You could go up there. And it was amazing. There was so much more room. You could just see over people like they were peasants. It was beautiful.
That does sound amazing.
Yeah, man, just good things. I got a new jobbo.
Yeah, how's it going? How did it go?
Oh man, I started today. I was shitting myself. It went all right, It's kind of like the first day, so everything's kind of chilled out.
So it's exactly what you want to do then, really, right?
It's funny stuff. Hopefully, I'll get on location maybe once or twice. It might be funny.
Sick.
Anyway, new gig. Super lucky. It came out of nowhere. Literally, I got a text and I was like, "What the fuck?" Because it's kind of like a bit of a promotion for me, but not really because it's different companies. But it's a step up in the world. It was very random, very welcome, and yeah, man, just having a good time, going for bike rides. I went to Spain and back again. Did I tell you that? I've been so busy.
I saw on your Instagram story, but we haven't spoken about it.
That's part of my luck as well. So I went to Spain. Basically, the very strange turn of events was that I had to wait for 8 hours alone in Spain. And I could do it as I wish. So I'm thinking, Jesus Christ, get off the plane. It's boiling hot. I'm telling you a quick story about my luck to prove how lucky I've been.
I'm
walking around this remote village because my boss, I told my boss that one of my pleasures, my guilty pleasures going abroad is I like going to supermarkets.
We've already spoken about this, yeah.
Yes. And I told her that, and she was like, cool, last minute, I'll just book you a taxi to a supermarket in this tiny town, somewhat close to the airport you have to be at. And I was like, fucking ace. Did that.
Sounds amazing.
Yep, got some chocolate shit. It was great. But it was Saturday evening in Spain. There were no fucking taxis anywhere. I was looking around.
No.
I needed a piss, and I needed a taxi to get to the airport in about 8 hours' time. So to be honest, I could have walked there. Push comes to shove, I could have walked to this airport. I would have died from the heat, but I would have got home.
Ow.
I'm walking around.
My head.
I'm walking around. I need a piss. I'm drinking 3 cans of iced tea because iced tea is so cheap abroad.
But also, it will make you piss. So that's
exactly
a terrible idea.
There's this dude with giant teeth stacking up chairs next to a church. I'm thinking, here we go, power of Jesus. I go up to this guy in my broken Spanish. I'm like, brother, I need a toilet. And he looks at me and he's like, it's like a glimmer in his eyes, like an angel. And I understood 90% of what he said, even though it was in Spanish. He said, go inside. You don't have to buy anything. Don't worry. That's what he said to me. I swear to God, that is what he said to me in Spanish. And I said, thank you. And I bowed to him like I was in fucking Japan. I put my hands together. I said, thanks, man. In English, I said, thanks, man. And I went inside. And then there was a second guy inside the fucking restaurant. And I couldn't explain to him that the other guy had told me to go in and not buy anything. So I went up to him and I went, shit. I went, number 1 in Spanish. I said, numero uno, el baño. Number 1, the bar. And he said, yes, bathroom's this way. And then I said, number 2. And I was going to say a coffee. But this man also looked at me and he said, no, don't worry. Go to the toilet first. He knew. He knew. And so he beckoned me to the loos. And I went in there and then I pissed. It was beautiful. And I came out and there was a lady. And so I got espresso for €1. And I was sat there drinking my espresso thinking, that's job number 1 done. I got to get a fucking taxi now. But I'd been walking around looking for somewhere to piss and there were no taxis. All the taxi ranks on Google were fucking closed because it's Saturday in Spain. No one gives a fuck. So I'm shitting my pants out thinking, geez, how am I going to get to the fucking airport? I ordered this. I'm drinking this cappuccino, this espresso. It's getting cold there because I ain't drank it yet. I'm on my phone. Bucktooth guy comes in, fucking angel of the fucking south, wherever Spain is. He comes in, he goes, oh, thank you. In English, he goes, thank you, in his broken Spanish accent, because I bought something, he said I went and I bought something, it'd be nice. And I was like, yeah, cool. Wait there for half an hour. And then he comes back in 10 minutes later and I ask him, bro, are there any taxis around here? And he looks at me and he goes, I'll do for you. And he walks off it feels like 20 minutes he walks off. And I'm thinking he's getting me a taxi. This is beautiful. He comes back after 20 minutes and he just starts cleaning a fucking table. And I'm like, what? What happened here? I thought this was going to be a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And he asked the other people in the shop if they knew a taxi. I could kind of understand what he's saying. He asked them if they had any taxi numbers, and they said no. And I looked at him and I was like, no. And he was like, no, sorry. And we kind of looked at my phone, and then he was like looking at my phone with me, and he was like, what? Un momento. And I was like, what the fuck's he doing now? And he comes back out another 5 minutes later, and he was like, 5 minutes, a taxi's got to be here. And I'm thinking, this is great, but I've got 8 hours left in Spain. I can't be waiting at an airport.
Yeah.
The taxi comes. I bow to the man again. The taxi driver takes me back. He explains to me that it's a little village and it's like Saturday, so they'd have like 3 rides a day if they did taxis. That's why there are no taxis there.
Mm-hmm.
I arrive at the airport, but it's this little airport with really amazing Wi-Fi because I guess it's only fucking like 3 people at this airport at any one time because no one ever goes there. And because the Wi-Fi is so amazing, I went on Discord and I just chatted to the guys that I play games with for like 8 hours. The time flies by.
Oh my God.
And I was outside the airport.
Why didn't you talk to me? We could have recorded a podcast.
Oh my God, yeah, shit. We could have
You fucking asshole.
We could have recorded an 8-hour extravaganza outside of a Spanish airport. I would have sounded like shit though, because I would have been outside an airport on the floor.
Doesn't matter. I could have fixed it in audition.
I was like, look, I was panicking, all right? I was panicking Skywalker. I was on the floor with my bag full of treats that I'd gotten from a supermarket, like some fucking homeless person with unlimited food, drinking iced tea and biscuits.
Oh, Christ.
It was good though. Really lucky. That was my lucky day in Spain.
That story, Gio, that absolutely fucking
And in
me.
a similar vein, Angela, would you believe my luck that 2 seconds before we started recording this podcast, I found a brand new relationship question online with added update that is long enough to be a standard question on podcast, and it's a bloody good question as well. Look at that segue.
Beautiful.
It's a pretty long question too, and it's got an update.
All right. Let's go for it.
But half the update is edits. Fuck it. All right. Oh shit, my balls and my fuck. Okay. The title is, my friend is about to ask his girlfriend to marry her, and I'm the only one who knows how unfaithful she is.
Wait.
I'm the only one.
Wait. Oh God. Okay.
Do I say anything? So my good friend Aaron, in bunny commas, and his girlfriend Mary, in bunny commas, have been together for almost 7 years. They meet in college. And they're in a very close relationship. I used to work at KFC, and there used to be a man called Ibrahim.
I remember, yes.
I think he went off to study like law or something really serious, but he was like a little weasel man. It was really funny because he had like tiny eyes, like a mole.
Mm-hmm.
And he talk like this. Like, I'm going to go cook now. And I'd be like, all right, Ibrahim.
No,
he was really funny. And he did. That was his voice. That's why I do that voice, because of fucking Ibrahim.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that's why you do that.
That's why I do that voice, because he was really funny. Well, we like take the piss out of him. But anyway, sidetrack. They meet in college. They meet in college and are in a very close relationship. Personally, I would call them extremely codependent. Neither of them really have any friends aside from each other. She doesn't let him have guy friends. In fact, she doesn't let him do a lot of things.
She doesn't let him have guy friends.
Hey, what do you want from me? I'm reading the question here.
That's odd. Okay, go on.
He's not allowed to go out past 11. Not allowed to drink or smoke. She has to approve of all of his friends. And he's not allowed to be alone with other girls.
Okay, I mean, that last one isn't that. I mean, it is bad, but I mean, yeah.
Wait, okay. This isn't my comment. This is this guy's. She's got this guy on a tight leash.
Oof.
The reason why they're still together is because she's got a pussy. Is because Aaron is completely whipped. And
you can't add little comments in there like that so casually. You can't do it.
It's because she's got big old pancakes.
I hate that there's certain buzz phrases that become quite common in our podcast. So there's the Maltesers effect. There's big old pancake titties.
Oh God.
Oh gosh, cheese and rice. That's another one.
And to him, she can do nothing wrong. He talks regularly about how amazed he is that she finds him attractive.
Oh, Christ.
What a fucking loser, am I right?
Oh, yeah.
He's a in brackets. He's a decent looking guy, but she's like supermodel level good. Oh, there you go. There you go. I fucking told you. They
Did you?
post.
I at no point in this conversation.
I said she got big old pancake titties. That's
Oh, right.
basically like
That's not the
interchangeable.
same. Okay, all right.
That's like you either got big old pancake titties or the equivalent of. You know what I mean? And this guy's super hot.
Sure. Okay.
They post cutesy couple photos every day. In brackets, I'm pretty sure she makes him post. And to everyone who sees them, they appear to be the perfect, magical fairy tale couple. Yeah, but that's like everyone on Instagram, innit? Nobody posts shit couple pictures on Instagram.
I don't post couple photos on Instagram if I'm in a
Yeah,
relationship.
but people who do don't post shit ones, do they?
Yeah, I guess so. I guess not. I know some couples who do. Will just post them like making weird faces or something. But then I guess in a way that's
Yeah,
still the
that's
same
it,
thing.
it's like,
Yeah.
oh my god, we're so cute. Oh my fucking.
Oh my god, we're just so crazy and
Yeah,
random.
exactly.
Yeah.
Now here's the issue. A few weeks prior to this, I hung out with a friend of Mary, in brackets, Alison.
Wait, who's Mary?
Mary was the hoa. No, I'm kidding. Mary was the lady.
The girlfriend. Okay.
Yeah, supermodel lady.
The
Alison.
girlfriend, soon to be fiancée.
There you go, fiancée. Alison told me about a party they were.
Oh, Jesus.
Alison told me about a party they went to where Mary got drunk and slept with her ex. Mary.
Ay, ay, ay.
That's probably what actual Mary did to fucking Joseph, wasn't it? After the party, they began hooking up regularly. She went to a party. Oh, goddamn. You got any mead? She went to a party. At the party, they began hooking up regularly. And she had a threesome with him and a friend of his.
The three wise men. It all lines up.
There you go. Oh, shit. Frankincense and mud.
I'm going to ignore that joke didn't actually quite work. But
it's fine. It's
in
fine.
my
It's
head,
fine.
it did.
No, it's fine. A threesome with a friend of his. Aaron has no knowledge of these hookups. I told my boyfriend about it because he shares my friendship with both of them. And he believes that we need to say something, but I'm not so sure how to even go about that. It will destroy him. It will destroy him, ruin their entire relationship, and maybe a friendship as well. However, I think in the long term, he will be unhappy with a marriage where she's so controlling. Not even that, but if she's completely okay with cheating on her long-term partner, it will be the same once they're married. Partner is telling him the right thing to do.
What do you think, Gio?
This is one of those. It's like a good topic, isn't it? It's like, should you butt in?
Sticky situation, yeah.
Like, on one hand, it's it is you got to take it's like taking a pills. Is ignorance bliss? You got when your girlfriend's like schlonging it with two other guys on a regular basis. There's bliss, and then there's like having crabs. First of all, there's the moral thing where your girlfriend's schlonging it with two other dudes. Second of all is the health thing where your girlfriend's schlonging it with two other dudes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I didn't even think of that. That's true. Yeah. Because if she's not using, because they always say, right, if you have unprotected sex with someone, you're sleeping with every person that they've also had unprotected sex with. So if she in a relationship is having unprotected sex, which I mean, generally, I don't know, I think nowadays people do because like if you're shagging someone on the regs, using condoms is quite expensive, or you could just go on the pill. Do you know what I mean? So like, I guess that's,
Yeah, but also it's just weird, isn't it? It's also just weird.
No, but my point is if they are having unprotected sex in the relationship, then she's shagging other people, and she's also shagging other people on the regs, the same people, because it's her ex, right? Then she's probably not using protection then either. And we don't know who the ex is sleeping with, so it's just a whole big palaver. Oh my God, I'm stressed just thinking about it.
It's just a whole big mouthful of dicks.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, look, I think you got to tell him. I don't think the dude's going to be mad at you for butting into his life on this one.
You never know.
Unless you're wrong.
The thing is, right, you never know, because it sounds like their relationship is quite codependent, right? So like, maybe he will have a really bad reaction to being told that his girlfriend is cheating on him, maybe he'd be like, I don't believe you, like, why are you getting involved, blah, blah. Do you know what I mean? Like, you actually don't know how the other person is going to react for you
Yes,
getting
but
involved. I understand
as
that
the friend,
it's a moral responsibility as the friend to tell someone when you know this kind of information, but I think
yeah,
I would just be like, look, this is what I've heard. Please don't get upset at me. I just felt like I had to share this with you. Do you know what I mean?
yes.
Or just be like, to the girlfriend, be like, look, I know what's happened. You need to tell him or I will.
The all of the comments basically tell the I think it says a lady tell the lady to tell her friend. I was going to say that the only way this could go wrong really is if Alison was a lying bitch and like, you know what I mean, she was just like
Oh,
making
she's
all
just
this shit
making up
up,
stuff about Mary.
because that's all you have is you have Alison talking about
Yeah, that's true. Just say like that's the thing. Like you should say to the guy like, look, I've heard this. It may not be true, but I felt it my obligation as your friend to share what I've heard, because if it is true, it could be very damaging for your relationship. You know?
This person has put in a few edits about it's basically what they think. So basically she says that a lot of commenters are calling her a bad friend for not telling the person immediately, and she says, I've decided to tell him as soon as I can, most likely tonight if he's free to hang out. To those saying I'm being a bad friend for waiting, this is a huge deal and it will greatly
Yeah.
affect the future of Aaron, and I want to make sure that I break the news in the correct way. This man is blinded by love. He's not going to be expecting this news at all, and his whole life is about to change. I'm definitely not going to do nothing, because he deserves much better than this woman, and he deserves to know the truth about what he's getting into if he still decides to marry her. I'm expecting a full-blown shitstorm. I'm expecting him to be hurt, angry, in disbelief. I don't believe it's wrong that I'm asking for a bit of advice on how to approach this. Should I have told him sooner? Maybe, but what difference would a few weeks make? For all those asking, I'll post an update, blah, 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 blah. So there's an update.
Okay, amazing. So that's what people
Oh
have
my
said.
God, wait. Oh, there's more. I
Oh,
didn't even know. It keeps going on. It's my luck, mate. My luck is right. Look at this. I've talked to Aaron since I posted this, and he is coming over tonight to talk. This isn't even the update, by the way. This is just like mini updates. So he's coming over tonight to talk / hang out. My boyfriend and I are going to tell him together because he knows the situation as well. A few of you have suggested I talk to Mary first to give her a chance to come clean. While that's a good idea, I'm not as close to her as I am to Aaron, and I don't see that going over well. I would much rather tell him and leave it to him to decide what to do from there. Now that's a good point. We never talked about telling fucking what was her face first, Mary.
That's what I did say that. I did.
Oh, my bad. Would you tell Mary first?
I said say to Mary, either you tell him or I will. I think I would go with that approach first.
Yeah.
Because then you can sort of say like, look, I tried to make this, because like it's never fun involving yourself in that sort of situation. I mean, obviously inherently by knowing you will be involved, but it's like at least then you give them the chance to do the right thing. Like,
yeah, sure.
And then the onus isn't all on you to like have all this responsibility with this information, because you can confront her and be like, look, I've heard this. Is it true? And then it's like, if it's true, then which they'll probably deny, but you know, like then just be like, look, I have to say that I've heard this, and I have to say I have a responsibility. Like,
yeah,
either you tell him or I will have to, because it's not fair on him to not know. You know,
well, I was going to say that as well. Like, she what if Mary just outright denies it? But in another mini update,
okay,
the person says, new information has been received from the third-party friend Alison. She has sent me screenshots of texts that do prove Mary has been involved with her ex. They send messages regularly, and he has sent her nudes. Nudes, baby!
I don't understand how people
you got any nudes?
are that slick about cheating on someone.
Yeah, it is a bit weird.
Do you know what I mean? Like, how do you manage to keep your like? I always have my phone like on the table or like whatever. Like, if someone messages me and I'm a bit like, ooh, or like, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not that private about my phone. Like, I just sort of have it all over the place. Or I'll be like, especially like if I'm over somewhere else, someone sent me a message, I'll always be like, oh, can you check my phone and see who's messaged me and what they've said, and like, can you reply for me? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, I don't understand how people are so secretive, but I guess if you have something to hide, then obviously you'll get good at it. But the
problem about controlling this woman is anyway.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But that's
Right,
probably
she's on it.
why. Because
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
yeah. Okay. All
Do you
right.
want an update?
Yes, please.
We have 19 minutes of speed podcast left, Ange.
Whew.
Been
All
flying through. So we've got lots of feedback, blah, 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 blah. A good majority of the comments told me to say something. To clarify, it may not have been clear in the original post, but I was never planning on doing nothing. Of course, you got to tell your bro if they're being cheating on.
Mm-hmm.
I was just not sure how to approach the situation. Some of the commenters gave me some very helpful advice. Some people said to talk to the girlfriend first. Some people told me to wait. Some people told me to gather a bunch of evidence first, which I ended up getting from Alison. Alison, the real MVP, or maybe not, as we'll soon find out. The third party friend, some of you guys got angry with me for not telling him sooner, told me I was a bad friend, blah, blah, blah. Some of you went blah, 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 blah. Some predicted the girlfriend would deny all. Well, all of you are somewhat right. Here's how it went down, down,
Oh.
down.
Oh my god. Okay, can't wait.
I messaged Alison early on in the day, shortly after I made the post, because typing it all out brought my guilt up and apprehension from the situation to the surface. I said to Alison that I needed to tell Aaron and asked whether or not she had proof. This was when she sent me the screenshots of the text messages. Aaron came over around 8, and that was great. And what was great was that Alison came over too. We all sat down and talked for a bit, and we all told him our suspicions about Mary. Alison
There's
showed him the
something
text.
about Mary.
There's something about Mary. I like that film.
That's a good
Alison
film.
showed him the text screenshots of Mary talking to her ex, and also told Aaron all the stories she shared about her sexual encounters.
Oof.
What was the most surprising was his reaction. He took it very well. He first got very quiet. He just nodded. Aaron ended up telling us that he had a sneaking suspicion that something was going on. He was not aware of the hookups, but he and Mary had gotten into fights before over the fact that she doesn't allow him near any other girls, but she goes out and flirts with all the guys all the time.
Yeah, I mean, that's terrible in itself and should have been a red flag from quite early on.
What a hooah. He told us that she had been distant lately and would leave rather often without telling him where she was going. There were a rather few other small things he mentioned and told us that he wasn't just generally unhappy with his relationship. Wait, what? Fucking, it's a sentence. Let's just move on. He knew in his gut something was wrong, but wanted to believe it wasn't true. We started unwinding with some alcohol, and after that, it just got way more emotional. He cried, talked about how he felt stupid for not seeing it sooner, how he really loved her and would have given her anything. Anything! Then he
That's
got
sad.
angry at her and even more so at the guy. Some unpleasant and derogatory terms were used to describe her.
Wow.
Hey, that's what I did.
That's only fair.
That's what I do. Ultimately, he told us that he's going to be breaking it off, at least for now. We told him a million times how much better he deserved. He's definitely not going to marry her. Yay!
Woo! Do we know what happens when he confronted her? Is there any of that?
Oh man, we don't know that. Dude, this post got released 3 hours ago.
Oh wow, okay.
I told you, bro.
Oh,
It's fresh from the pot. Fresh pot.
Okay.
Fresh from the oven.
Can you save that so that in future I can ask about it like in a week or so? Well, that's good. I'm glad that they got Alison over as well to be like, look. Do you know what I mean? Like, if it's like a friend of a friend of a friend, or it's like if Alison's like, no, I'm her friend and I know this has happened.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah.
Okay, this is a question I want to ask you. If you are the friend of someone who is cheating, do you think it's your responsibility to tell the other person?
If I'm the fuck, man.
Because that's essentially what Alison's done in this situation, right? She's seen that her friend Mary is cheating, and then she has told the other guy. I mean, I actually don't know how close they are, but say you're not close at all. Say you don't really know the other person that well.
It's
but
true.
You met them a couple times. You think that they're a nice person. Would you tell the other person, like, I'm really sorry, but I know that my friend cheated on you? Do you know what I mean?
You're right. In this case, Alison has been a bastion of purity and honor.
Yeah.
Which I like to think that I would do, but you know what? I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know if I would do that, or if in my head I would just go, look, it's none of my fucking business.
I was gonna say I would, but also I've definitely not. Like, I've had the chance to in these situations and have not done that. So
Yeah.
I can't really say. I would, which is really sad and really sucky. But it's this torment of being like, do I be a good friend to this person and I'm friends with that person and they should be my priority, or should I speak up about something that I think is wrong that this person has done? You
Are
know?
you loyal to your friend or are you loyal to justice?
Yeah, it's a hard
It is.
line to teeter, you know?
Tell us what you would do at peakmillennial@gmail.com.
Yeah, honestly, no, I'm actually curious to, if you are listening to this and you have a certain opinion one way or another, tell us what you would do. Tell us if you think I'm wrong. I probably am.
Or is there a better way to go about it that somehow you
Yeah.
can resolve yourself of that friend responsibility whilst also taking a moral high ground?
Yeah.
I don't know. Is there? Maybe there is. It's the
Yeah.
cruelty of sentience puts us into awkward positions like this.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. It's a moral dilemma, isn't it?
Do you want to topic it out? Topic it out?
Sure.
I think I had a segue, but I don't remember what it was. If I could just remember what it was. Oh yes, I remember what it was. La 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 la. Caught in a workplace romance. That's what it. There you go.
Oh,
That's what it is.
God. That was horrible.
But,
'Cause at first,
this week's
I thought you
topic.
like love, and I was like, yes, that is the
It's a
the
podcast.
theme. But yes, go on. Oh, go on. Yeah.
Today's topic is workplace
Romance.
romance. And if you think that's, I was gonna, so I had something else to talk about with the email, but I don't remember what it was. Anyway, office romance. Look, you've all thought about them. You've all romanticized about them. All right, they're at your desk, typing away at your tedious work. You just, you look over to your right down the office stalls, and you think,
Office
I wonder
stalls.
what it would be like if old slimy Pete slid into my panties.
Oh God, that's horrible. It's like
Hey, you've all thought it.
disgusting.
You've all thought it.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Office romances. You know what? All the offices I've worked in have, I'd say the gender split has been about 80 to 20% ladies.
Yeah, I'd say about the same. Yeah, actually,
Um,
my last job there was a lot more guys.
Yeah.
But my job now, it is predominantly women. Like, I went out for drinks with like some work people, and there was one guy. I mean, there were two guys actually, but he left quite early because he's a bit like older than the rest of us.
Sure.
And I say older than the rest of us. All of them are like in their late 20s, and there's me. They were all like, "Oh my God, you're 22," and I was like, "Yeah, I know."
Oh
I was
my
like, "I know, but I've
God.
lived a life, okay." You don't know
But
what
we
I'm
work in TV.
So
we
it's
work
like,
in a weird place. So maybe it's
I don't
different
know,
in your
yeah,
office.
because it's like, I mean, my boss is a man, but he's
Yeah.
pretty much like, I think that, yeah, I'd say it's probably maybe 70-30 women to men, but there's definitely more women in my office.
The reason I bring it up is because, you think, but I've never been. You see, work is a strange place. Work is where everyone has to condense their personalities, almost like when you compress a video file. It gets compressed to be the
Yep.
most efficient, so that the most majority of people can enjoy it to a reasonable degree. And that's what you do to your personality, isn't
Yeah.
it? You squish out all the weird bits, and you keep in all the mainstream bits that are like popular.
Yeah, I feel like now,
And for me, that's like not
I
a
feel
lot.
like, yeah, I know. I feel like I must come across as like really boring and normal. And like, well, at first, I think now that I've gone out for drinks with them, a couple, like, they probably can switch on like, oh, she's weird. Like, I think they actually probably think I'm a little bit insane.
Yeah.
A part of an appeal. So firstly, I think it's that, obviously it's where
Yeah.
you spend the majority of your time awake, right? Like, from
Yeah, that's
10 to
fair.
6, which are my
Yeah.
hours, that's where I am, right? And then outside of those hours, I'm like at home with my family. So like actually, or socializing, but very rarely. So it's like, apart from the weekends or whatever, I will just socialize with the people I know. So I think it's quite hard to meet people unless you're in a work context, because, like, especially if you're working in a place where there are freelancers or there's like, quite high staff turnaround or that kind of thing, like, people are going to run through and you're going to meet different kinds of people. Do you know what I mean? Am I making sense?
Yeah. Just back to the personality bit. It's different than like college or uni romances where you don't really have to give a fuck about what you're like because
Yes.
you don't have to really get along with people. It's not your livelihood.
You're still presenting the best version of yourself, right? So in a way, being attracted to someone you work with is because they're also presenting the best version of themselves. Like it's like a hard worker or really smart or really creative, you know, like it's that sort of thing. And I think the other side of it, maybe it's just me, but I think another aspect that of an office romance that makes it appealing is that it's forbidden stuff is so hot. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, if I fancy someone and someone tells me you shouldn't go there,
I don't know if I think of it as hot.
if someone tells me like if I decide I fancy someone's like, yeah, but you really shouldn't go there, I'm like, well, I'm gonna go there even harder now. Do you know what I mean? Like, because someone's saying you really shouldn't. Like, I don't know.
So you find people hotter in the office? We talk about hotter in the office before, didn't we?
It really
Some people
depends
are
on the
hotter at work.
environment and my mental state. If I'm like okay in my life and I can think about boys and girls, then yeah. But if I'm like sad and depressed, I can't look at anyone without being like, don't look at, you know? I don't know. Basically, it depends on, I think it depends on the environment that you're in. It depends on who you're with. And it depends on how closely you work with people. Because I think if you work with someone super, super closely, either you get to know them in a way where you know them so well that they become like your family, and then it's a bit like, ew.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, one of my best mates is from work.
Yeah, same. 2 of my best friends are from work. Either that or it goes the other way.
Yeah.
And then you work together so much. Like, I found this a lot in uni, actually. If you're working in a group, working on projects together, because you're spending so much time together, there's like a lot of, you know, tension and all that. I think I don't condone office romances. I do actually genuinely think generally they're a bad idea. I tweeted actually that office sitcoms make it seem like office romances are like really sweet and really cute, but in reality they seem very stressful and or codependent.
It's awkward.
And and people like screenshot it and sent it to me like, oh, are you in an office romance? And I was like, no. I'm saying it seems like it because from an outside, I was thinking about it because I was watching The Office basically. And I was like, I couldn't imagine working next to someone all day and then going home with the same person, spending all evening and night with them, waking up and then going to work with them again the next day. Like, it sounds like my idea of hell, honestly, because I think you need your own life from someone. Like, I don't think that you should be working alongside someone and also being in a relationship with them. I think the work-life boundary then gets blurred, and I think it's just not conducive. I don't know. I just think it's very codependent. What do you think?
For some people, that's the dream, Ange. For some people, it's like, you know, work-life balance.
No.
The barrier's gone. You can be free forever.
You should have a work-life balance. You should have a difference. There should be a separation.
They're saying we've never lived not having the difference of work-life balance. Know what I mean?
No, I don't know what you mean.
We've only ever had the difference of like work.
Right, yeah. I've never dated someone from my work.
And home personality. I don't know. Maybe it chews you out. We don't know.
I don't know. I just don't think it's a good idea.
I'm not advocating for it. I'm just saying we don't know.
I just think you should have a life outside of a person that you're dating. And I think when you spend all of your time with them, including when you're at your job, I just think your lives become too intertwined, and you need to be a separate person before you can be in a relationship. Like, when people say my other half, I don't like that, because they're not your other half. You're a whole person by yourself, and you should be. Whereas, like, if you rely on that person for absolutely everything, so you work with them, I also just don't like seeing someone in a work context if I'm dating them. I just don't. I think I don't know. I think it depends. It depends, because I say all of this, and yet, if someone hot worked in my office and they asked me out, I would say yes. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Don't do it. It's a bad idea. It's a bad idea.
don't do it,
Thing is,
kids.
right,
Whoa.
It's a bad
Don't
idea.
do
Would
it.
I do it? 100%. Yeah.
Office romance, but what about the inevitable breaking up of the office romance?
Is it inevitable? Yeah, I guess so.
Inevitable, right?
Yeah, because then it's
Inevitable.
awkward because it's like you still. This is what I think because it's like you still have to see this person every day,
Yeah.
right? Which is horrible.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I think if you're going to date someone, don't date someone who works closely with you.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah. I mean, when we're thinking
If
about
it's
it, it's
like-
like working next to the person all day.
When it gets bad is like if you're working in the same department and your jobs are similar. That's when I'm like, ugh, eesh. Like, no, you should. If it's like, say, I work in documentaries, and say if I wanted to date someone from like the science department, you know what I mean? Like that's kind of different
Sure.
because although yeah, we work in the same building, actually I don't see any of them that much. I don't work closely with them at all. I barely interact with them. So like it wouldn't affect my work day-to-day life. Whereas if
Yeah.
I dated someone else who was also in production, I mean, there aren't many straight unmarried men my age working in production, nor are there gay women my age working in production, really.
Tragic.
It's a
Rip you.
hard world. It's a hard world.
It's a hard knock life.
So what was I saying? I started thinking about gay women.
It's hard.
Yeah. So, you know, if I was working with someone who was like in production and working on productions with me, I would then find it a little bit more difficult. And also because then I think basically you should have a separation between work and life because you don't want to take your work home with you. I think you should leave your work at your work and you shouldn't have to think about it all the time because then we can become slaves to capitalism, right?
Slaves, baby.
If you're working with someone who is in the same industry, like it'll be like you'll come home and be like, oh my god, like this thing, like what? How do we sort out this thing? And blah, blah, blah. And then you're working and you're not being paid for it.
Yeah,
In
I
a
hate
way,
people that
right?
work outside of work. It's the worst feeling in the world.
Yeah.
I hate it.
I've been talking a lot about this. I feel like I have a lot of opinions. What are your opinions?
I mean, yeah, just do it. It'll fuck up, but you will have done it. And then in the future, you'll be like, oh, I did that one thing and it was stupid, but you know what? I did it
Oh my
for the
God.
lols. Do it for
Watch
the
me in
lols,
like
mate.
6 months on this podcast be like, so I'm dating someone who I work with really closely.
So do it for the lols. Is
Do
Difdol.
it for the vine.
Difdol. Do it for the lols.
Difdol. Do
That's
it for
my
the
advice.
lols.
Do everything for the lols. As long as it's not going to hurt you. You know, don't do any. If you're going to do it, then you can't do any stupid shit. You can't be like doing that. You can't be cheating or anything. You know, normally cheating's fine, but in this situation, it's a big no-no because it will ruin your work.
Yeah.
You gotta keep it clean. It's got to be clean. It's got to be a clean cut.
So, all right, different advice. I say don't do it. Gio says does it. Does it?
Do it for
Does
the
it?
lols that you want to do it.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't do it though. I definitely, I don't think I could do it.
See, it's funny because you're giving the advice that you should do it, but you probably wouldn't do it. I'm giving the advice if I
Because
wouldn't do it, but
can't
I
be
probably,
normal at
I
work.
probably
You
would.
can't be normal at work.
Yeah, I'm always like a different version of myself. Today I made a poop
Ah.
joke and everyone reacted like I was insane, and I was just like, ah.
The closest I can get to my
Yeah,
actual
it's too
personality
much.
as work is I call people man. That's the closest I can get. I call all the
Yeah,
execs
yeah, yeah.
man. Everyone's man.
I'm like a certain version of myself, and then I have a few drinks, and it's like a cork goes
Yeah, exactly.
out of a bottle.
You know
and
what?
suddenly everything comes spilling out, and I'm like, I'm very sad.
And that's
as a
partially why I think
person. You
people
really
drink so much.
understand this.
I think that's partially why, because they got this fucking pent up time at
Yeah.
work, and the only time they can be themselves is like they have to be over themselves. Then you know what I mean? They have to go over the top whilst drinking
Mhm.
because they've got to make up for all the lost time they've had to bottle it all in. That's why I think people drink too much to get over the
yeah.
awkwardness. Office romances, TLDR, fucking, who cares, man? They hot? They hot, bro?
Don't
You
do it.
smash? You smash?
You know what? My advice is if you're going to do it, at least make sure no one knows about it. So it makes it so much hotter.
You say secret. Keep it Clark Kent.
Yeah. Keep it secret because it makes it
Yeah.
quite sexy. If it's like you have like these stolen glances at each other. Oh, like a romance novel. No, just don't do it. Or if you do, date someone in a different department. Date someone who doesn't work anywhere near you. That's what I
Date
think.
somebody at a different job, then you won't be dating somebody at your job.
Yeah.
That's the advice.
That's my advice. Date someone who has a job, but not someone who has your job. Date someone who you're going to hire to get to replace you in your job.
There you go.
That's the key. I think that's good.
Thank you for listening to this speedy episode of the Peak Millennial Podcast.
I feel like it's not going to end being that speedy, but okay.
I think it will. I think it will shock you at how much you'll be able to keep.
It'll be like 10 minutes, and I'll be like, my God.
Exactly. It'll be a 1 minute podcast. You can send in podcast questions at peakmillennial@gmail.com. Or, you don't have to. You can just take.
I mean, clearly you're not. So, otherwise we would have answered one, isn't it?
Whoa. But you can do that, or you can just take. That's okay. We're givers over at Peak Millennial. We give, so you can take.
Yeah. That's
okay, man. You've had a long, hard day, and it's okay to come home and listen to Peak Millennial. Just talk shit for a bit.
Mm-hmm. Join us in another 2 weeks for hopefully something better than this.
An extra long podcast, a really slow podcast.
a normal length podcast, but I just slow it down to like a quarter of the speed.
Just a normal, extra girthy, long podcast. I'm telling Craig to get the fuck out of here.
All right. We love you all, Peak Millennial listeners. Goodbye.
Tomorrow.